The following portion of Daytime is sponsored by Florida Cancer Specialists and Research Institute.
Healthy meals don't have to be boring or complicated, and one way to develop healthier habits in the kitchen is with virtual classes from Florida Cancer Specialists and Research Institute. It's a chance to learn practical nutrition info and helpful cooking tips, and it's all for wellness experts. Joining us with a recipe that's nutritious and easy to make is dietitian April Rozzo. April, so nice to have you here today.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Yeah, and I see we already got some sizzle action. You brought the warmth into the kitchen and the studio. What are we making here today?
We're making an egg roll bowl.
Egg roll bowl.
Kind of like a burrito bowl. You've got all the flavor and the stuffing and the fixings of an egg roll without that deep fried wrapper.
Okay.
So we're making it healthier.
Nice, because this is an egg roll bowl with no eggs.
No eggs.
No eggs. All right, what are we throwing in here?
We are using, traditionally in an egg roll, you'd get ground turkey, ground pork, but we're using ground turkey.
Okay.
Because we do, for cancer prevention, decreasing cancer risk, we want to try to decrease our red meat intake a little bit. So ground turkey gets a bad rep for being dry, not a lot of flavor, right? But we're adding so much flavor into this recipe with things like the garlic and the ginger and our soy sauce and sriracha and all of that, that we're adding a lot of moisture, we're adding a lot of flavor, so then the turkey tastes like pork.
There we go. And another question along the way, you mentioned cancer prevention. What are the fruits and veggies that can also help us with cancer prevention?
There is a reason that we're really cheesy and say eat the rainbow. So there's no one fruit or vegetable that is best, just like there's no one food that is worst. So really trying to get as much variety in your fruits and vegetables, as much color, because all of those colors are bringing antioxidants and vitamins and minerals and fiber. So we want as many different options as you can get.
Perfect. Okay, and this is cooking up quite nicely for us here.
It's very nice. Normally I would leave this on until all of the turkey is nice and browned.
Okay.
And that there's no pink through it. But we are going to go ahead and push that, right? We
don't want made for TV.
Our made for TV. But we're going to go ahead and push that off to the side.
Okay.
We've got toasted sesame oil to cook the rest of our veggies.
Nice, okay.
Instead of just vegetable oil or grapeseed oil, one of those unflavored, the sesame oil just has that nice deep toasted flavor.
Okay.
And that imparts a lot of flavor into the food, into what we're doing. So we've got the sesame oil, we've got about half of an onion sliced thin, and then save yourself some prep time. You don't need to buy a head of cabbage.
We can get it in the bag?
Get it in the bag, the
Love
coleslaw mix. You
Nice.
want to get just a bag of coleslaw mix.
All right, we have just a minute left, so as you're dumping this in, another quick question. Are
Yes.
there specific foods to avoid to prevent cancer?
Nothing that you have to completely 100% always and forever avoid. I mentioned red meat. We want to cut down on red meat intake. We want to cut back on alcohol intake. We want to cut back on sugars, added sugars.
And what about supplements? Are there supplements that we can take as well?
There are. So generally speaking, we don't recommend supplements to reduce your cancer risk. They've not really been shown to work.
Okay.
But if your diet is kind of deficient, maybe you don't get a lot of calcium, you don't drink milk, if there are things missing in your diet, a good multivitamin, great. Talk to your doctor. You might be somebody who needs a calcium supplement, vitamin D. Those are all things, iron, that your doctor can check those levels and see what you need.
All right, and then you've got all the stir action
Yes.
going, and when it's all done, we
Yes.
get that. That looks beautiful. All right, April, thank you so much for being
Thank
here
you.
with us today. This was a lot of fun. And you can check out the full library of recipes by visiting flcancer.com/virtual teaching kitchen. Daytime will be right back.
The preceding portion of Daytime was sponsored by Florida Cancer Specialists and Research Institute.